Alright guys, so here we have our first gameplay really, and all this is sort of a tutorial to show you guys kind of how this works. Basically when you block you have to go up, left, or right, depending on which way the enemy is swinging at you. So if they swing from the right side you need to block right, if they swing from the left you need to go left, etc. So it's kind of cool because it adds a whole new layer to the combat, makes it a lot more dynamic, and I think it's really creative of Ubisoft to come up with that. So it's different from some games where it's just a simple button push to counter. Here you actually have to, think about which way they're striking you from, how you can counter that, and I think it's a really cool gameplay mechanic that I wish more games would incorporate. So I definitely think that's cool, but that's all you'll have to do to really get past this guy in this gameplay segment here. And as soon as you do the blocking, it'll move on to attacks. There are light attacks and strong attacks. Light attacks consume less stamina and they're faster, and then your heavy attacks do more damage but they're slower and they consume a lot of stamina. So basically you kind of have to decide what's the best time to use both of them, and I like to kind of make a good mix between the two. But that guy's pretty easy to take down, and then you'll have to fight off 3 waves up in this area up here.
I needed to hold that wall.
So first guy is this dude, very easy to take down. He'll constitute the entire first wave, so you can take him out however you want, really. Pretty easy. And then get over to this ladder, because there's going to be guys coming up the ladder. You can get him with a good ladder shank, as I like to call it. But just kind of jump him like a spider monkey as soon as he gets up the ladder. And that's kind of my plan for this next guy as well. Now there's going to be a dude behind me here too. He comes up another ladder off to the side there. So just turn as soon as you kill the first guy, and then go at this dude as well. And they're all pretty easy to take down, even on realistic difficulty. I didn't find this chapter too difficult. But your buddies will be there. They'll go secure that area for you, and then you can continue on to the courtyard. And the courtyard is filled with a bunch of henchmen, per se. They're a lot of guys that are sort of like meat shields almost for the stronger enemies. They just kind of run at you with shields. They can't really deal, any fatal damage or anything. So you can just kind of make your way through them using light strikes to conserve that stamina. Again, that's important because the moment you run out of stamina, you're not going to be able to do, any sort of attacking, at least not well.
Archers.
But you can see they got archers coming at you, which means you need to go take those guys out as well. So we're going to make our way up top here, and there's going to be a guy that shows up. We're going to be fighting him. My strategy for him is fairly simple. I like to get him with a guard break and then go in for a heavy attack. And that seems to be the strategy that works for me on this guy. Just use that guard break on him, get your heavy attack, and keep going. So again, guard break, heavy attack, and good slather and repeat. And that's kind of the drill I like to use for this guy, and that takes him out fairly well. Get those executions, because when you do that, you earn back stamina and health if you were missing that before, if any of those were depleted. And then for these guys, they're obviously simple, and then some meat shield dudes right here. I like to call them the meat shields. It's like, they're like the wimps that they hired just to run out there and get killed while the real warriors kind of hide behind them. I gotta give these guys props though. They're definitely the most, noble. They know that they're gonna die when they go into this. But make your way up here. You got the archers with the flaming arrows. These guys here, you can just sprint past them. I'm gonna choose to take a few of them out along my way, just to make things a little bit easier. But just sprint past them and get up to here. And then that's basically that part right there. That catapult though, man. Oh man. He got him so good with that.
Through the breach!
But now they're coming through the breach, so you need to get down there and fight him. You get a drop attack on this guy. It's totally awesome. Oh man, he did not see that coming at all. But get in here, get into the combat zone, I guess. Take these guys out as best you can. and then just go nuts. That's basically this whole part right here. You're just jumping down into the action, fighting tons of enemies. Quick tip: if you hold the light attack button plus the heavy attack button, depending on which controller you're using, if you hold them both at the same time, you can do a clear out attack, which can clear out multiple enemies at one time if you use it properly in the right situation. So that's definitely something you'll want to use as you go through. And the reason I say it is because they don't tell you about it until like a few chapters ahead of this one. But of course I played a little bit ahead after this, and I found out. So I came back and then redid this chapter with some of the knowledge that I had gained, and that was kind of the result. You can see I just did it right there. But it's definitely a good thing to utilize. But man, the one thing I struggle with the most in this game is keeping my stamina up. I get tired easily, you know. Like I go nuts, and then my energy gets depleted. It's like I wish I could take like a 5-hour energy, you know, like fuel up for battle with a Red Bull or something. Red Bull the Battle Edition.
Stop! Dominate! Dominate! Show yourself! These warriors don't have to die. Trial by combat, right now.
What? Fight you? That's not a trial. That's an execution.
Then fight my second.
You will be my second.
All right then. If I refused, there would be a slaughter.
Alright, so here we have a duel. My strategy for this guy basically is kind of similar to that dude that we fought earlier in this video. It's going to be block, and then break his defense, and then go in for 2 heavy strikes. Again, block, you can do a light strike in there, and then go in for the heavy attacks. But it's all about using that defense break. I think that's the best thing you can do in this game, personally, to get enemies off balance and get those good heavy attacks. You can see I just got 3 of them there. There's another 4th and a 5th in a row, 6, 7, just by using that defense break. Of course, the heavy attacks do deplete your stamina, so you do have to sort of back off, let yourself recharge a little bit, do some defending, and playing on the defensive side is tougher than the offensive side.
But not for Dobby.
Just because you can take damage, and crap, I better watch myself here. He's kind of bringing my health down a little bit. And that's just playing on realistic, man. Like, your health is so much less than what it would be on the easy, normal, and hard difficulty setting. So if anybody's playing this game on like normal mode, I guarantee you this walkthrough will be more than enough to help you get through it. But I think I got him. Oh, I got you. Execution down. Ka-ching. Nice. And that is how it's done, guys. Like a glove. Smooth as butter.
We were still at their mercy. It will not do for a knight of the Blackstone Legion to be defeated by a common mercenary. Kneel. For valor in battle, for honor and service, I, Holden Cross, raise you. Stand, Knight of the Blackstone Legion. We're finished here. Come on.
That was how I joined the Blackstone Legion.